Aloha haumana, aloha students, and mahalo for joining me today. I am Palakiko, and I will be your host for the 2021 LEI Conference. Again, LEI is the acronym for Lead, Explore, and Inspire. And our team, Climb High, hopes to lead, explore, and inspire you in future possible career pathways surrounded by our wonderful visitor industry here in Hawaii. I've brought together all of my friends across the state of Hawaii to share with you why this is so important. Why is the visitor industry so important? And what can we do to add some of our mana, some of our ideas, so that we are the ones to decide how we continue in our future. Now, to begin, I just wanted to share with you, you are a part of one of the largest conferences for the beginning of the year, 2021, that is a collaboration of government, of visitor industry, as well as education. And everyone today is here for you. As I said earlier, we're looking for engaged students, as well as engaged teachers, engaged schools. We're going to be giving out prizes to maintain your engagement. Ask us wonderful questions through the chat. Play our Kahoot game and find out wonderful facts about Hawaii's visitor industry, as well as some of our speakers. Now, to start us off, we have all of these wonderful speakers, and the first letter in LEI is lead. Yeah. So I have some wonderful leaders that wanted to share with you, what is so important about today. But before we do this, I'm going to start another game. Are you guys ready? Sujay, are we ready?
Hi, everyone. My name is Silje, and I am a student from HPU working together with Climb High. For your information, today there will be a total of 8 questions asked throughout the event. So everybody pay attention. Winners can win some fabulous prizes, so keep your device on and do not exit the game. A little reminder before we start is that the score is based on accuracy and timing. So good luck, everybody, and let the Kahoot begin.
It's looking great. We have almost 200 answers. It's 5 seconds left, guys. Get your answers in there. Okay, very good. So as you can see, we have a winner. Maikai. Stay engaged, everyone. Stay engaged. You're doing a great job. I almost forgot LEI event. It's a LEI, and I have a LEI for you guys. So this is for you guys. Mahalo for being here today. Looks great. Looks great. You got it. You got it. So we went around to the different high schools, public high schools. I had wonderful focus groups, focus sessions with Waianae High School, Kapolei High School, Campbell High School. Aloha to all of those high schools. And all of you that participated in these focus groups around the state of Hawaii. It's your answers that actually shaped the discussion, the panel, the guest speakers that we have for you today. And one important question that I always found, no matter which high school or which high school student, was sharing with us in these focus groups. But one thing I always noticed is, students ask, why is the visitor industry so important? And what role do I play in the visitor industry? So what I did was I went around the state of Hawaii and I brought together some of my friends. I wanted to share with you a video. So we're going to see a video that, oh, kalamai. Fra, Kahoot time. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready for Kahoot? Are we in? Janelle, can we do a Kahoot game before I take them to our video of our high school students?
Of course, yes, we can.
Let's do this.
Round 2, let's go.
So if you guys get your devices ready, before COVID, how much tax revenue did the tourism industry generate? And we have a winner. Mahalo again, Janelle. Thank you so much. At the end of the session today, we're going to be going over all of the winners and how we were going to access our prizes. Is that correct, Janelle? Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, we will announce the winners as well as the prizes and how they can redeem it.
Right on. Mahalo, Janelle. Thank you for keeping our students engaged with wonderful, wonderful prizes. So as I was saying earlier, today was shaped by you. I want to share with you a video. It's called The Visitor Industry and Me. And why is the visitor industry important to Hawaii? Why is the visitor industry important to you? High school students around the state of Hawaii told us their answer. And that's what I wanted to share with you. Can we cue up our video, Value of Tourism to Me? Mahalo again, high school students across the state of Hawaii for your wonderful, wonderful answers, your wonderful, wonderful insight. And as you can see, the economy that tourism brings to Hawaii is so important. As you can see in the video, such a number of benefits and how almost 80 to 90% of, jobs, are touched somehow by tourism. To help us manage this visitor industry, this tourism industry that we have here in Hawaii, because it's so important, I wanted to introduce you to our first speaker. This gentleman, he is our president and our CEO for our Hawaii Tourism Authority. And what I was thinking is that I'm going to introduce him and I'm going to let Mr. DeFries, share a little bit about the Hawaii Tourism Authority, HTA, what it does, and a little bit about what is important about our visitor industry. So if it's okay, I see you. If you're ready, Mr. DeFries, aloha. My name is Palakiko. Mahalo for being here today. Can you share with our students across the state of Hawaii, what is HTA and why is it so important?
So the Hawaii Tourism Authority, first of all, Palakiko, thank you for having me, and Julie Morikawa. Frankly, that video that you showed was extremely inspirational to me because I could see myself at that age and some of the questions I had. But the Hawaii Tourism Authority was founded in 1998 when the state realized that it needed a central authority to establish a consistency, a uniformity in the way we strategically manage tourism. And over the years, the last 22, 23 years, it's become increasingly more important that this management function be moving Hawaii toward a sustainable future, or a future that is regenerative. 2 to 3 generations from now, when all of our students are raising their children, their grandchildren, do we want our natural resources to be in better condition than they are today? The answer is yes. Do we want the Hawaiian language and Hawaiian cultural traditions and practices to be flourishing at a greater level than it is today, 3 generations from now? The answer is yes. And do we want the fabric of our community that is known around the world because of the Aloha spirit? Do we want that perpetuated and elevated as a standard in the world? Relative to human behavior, the answer is yes. And so the Hawaii Tourism Authority has all of those responsibilities embedded in its strategic plan, which was adopted by our board back in January of 2020, all designed to put Hawaii on a trajectory toward a responsible future in tourism.
Mm-hmm. Mahalo, Mr. DeFries. Thank you so much for explaining to students, what HTA, Hawaii Tourism Authority, does. And from listening to you, what I hear you saying is Hawaii is important. Our culture is important. our community is important. And sometimes that message doesn't get shared a lot in the visitor industry. A lot of times we think we are visitor centered, but in listening to you, Mr. DeFries, I hear that we are Hawaii centered. And this visitor industry is really taking care about us.
You know,
Mahalo, thank you so much.
there is that relationship between the host and the visitor, and we need as hosts to elevate our game and tell our own stories and present the Hawaii that we believe is authentic to our way of life and one that the world will respond to. So we have an exciting future ahead. All of you students have selected an incredible path as a career. Thank you, Palakiko.
No, mahalo to you, sir. I sat in these focus groups, and what you're saying is what our students are saying. And it's so nice to hear that message being relayed to the next generation. Thank you for being here with us today. A quick question before you leave. Mr. DeFries, where are you originally from? You look like you could be like my uncle. Where are you from, sir?
You know, Palakiko, we might be related because my Kona cousins are all Palakikos. But I was born and raised 2 blocks from the beach, a half block from the zoo, behind what is today the Queen Kapiolani Hotel. I went to Jefferson School from kindergarten through 6th grade. And Waikiki was an exciting place as a kid to grow up. And it was beautiful then. I find it beautiful today. And privileged to be serving as the president of the Tourism Authority. Thank you.
Mahalo, Mr. DeFries. Thank you again for being with us today. As you can see, ahui ho, ahui ho. Haumana students, did you see how much opportunity is in this one segment, the hotel and resort segment in the visitor industry? So many different types of opportunity that you may possibly find a career pathway. What I wanted to do is share with you more of my friends from this sector of the industry. So I'm going to bring up 5 of our industry professionals from hotels and resorts. If it's okay, I'm going to do this all at one time so we can kind of save time. But if it's okay, would I possibly be able to have Mr. Doug Chang, Miss Julie Arrigo, Mr. Kainoa Horcajo. We also want to bring in, on the video, you've seen Jared, you've seen Kelly with Residence Inn out in Ko'olina. Can we bring all of them up? I wanted our students across the state of Hawaii to see you folks. If you noticed from the video and you noticed everyone's titles, you would have seen maybe some of your high schools, yeah? I saw Radford High School. I saw Waipahu High School. I saw Molokai High. I saw Kauai High School. So, some of these industry leaders, they are, right there. They're right there leading the way for us. So if it's okay, what I wanted to do is share their story. We're going to have our industry professionals come to the front. If you noticed, we did a Kahoot game trying to, keep sharing with you folks. And in the Kahoot game, asked you wonderful questions like, one of our panelists, paddled the Molokai Hoi, 5 times. Another panelist, can't swim. Oh man, I wouldn't have shared that information. I hope that's not you, Kainoa. I hope that's not you, Kainoa. But, we got to learn a little bit more about these industry professionals. Which one of you is our 5-time participant in the Molokai Hoi? Which one of you is that? Aloha, Doug. Mahalo, Doug. Thank you for being with us. If it's okay, I'm going to start with you. Maybe you can share, your career in the visitor industry and possibly how you got started.
Absolutely. Aloha, Palakiko. It's nice to be with you. That video was amazing. So many friends that I've had the privilege of working with through my entire career, my entire adult life. Aloha, haumana. I am Douglas Chang. I'm the general manager of the Ritz-Carlton Residences, Waikiki Beach, here on Oahu. I have a story similar to many of my colleagues within the industry, general managers. None of us started as general managers. We all had a point of entry. My point of entry happened to be in culinary, and it was actually as a dishwasher. Is where I started many years ago. Loved that job, really loved it. Being in the kitchen, you always had great food. Worked my way up through the ranks of food and beverage, from a waiter to maitre d' to a restaurant manager, director of food and beverage, and was offered my first general manager job when I was 29 years old. I've never looked back. I've had the privilege of working in some of the most beautiful places in our islands, Honolulu, Hana. I've traveled the world. I've worked across the United States. And 13 years ago, I was recruited to join the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company as their one and only native Hawaiian general manager. So I'm hopeful there's a few more of you out there that are going to continue this journey. We talked about kuleana. I heard that many, many times. We have this kuleana to our place, our home. And as general managers, we can influence that. So thank you for being here. Students, you've heard many, many stories. It's an amazing career. It's taken great care of me and my family. And I couldn't think of a more joyful job to be in. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Doug. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. You actually hosted me over at the Hotel Hanamaui with my friend Jeffrey Apaka. We brought some kupuna to stay with you, and mahalo for great memories and what you do in the industry. Now, I hate to say it, but who the guy no can swim? Who the guy no can swim? Who that? Which one of you? Oh my goodness, Miss Arrigo. We taught Punahou students how to throw net. You and me, we taught Punahou students how to throw net. Why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself, Miss Arrigo? Julie is our general manager, and she's going to share a little bit more about herself, her background, and what it takes to start in this career.
I am quite embarrassed of the fact that I don't know how to swim, Palakiko, but that is absolutely the truth, and I don't know who guessed it. But I have to say that video was excellent. Everybody did a great job on that. Kelly, I see you there. That was an excellent video. So I just want to also thank Julie for inviting me to be a part of this panel. Just a little background on myself. I'm the general manager for the newly opened Halepuna Waikiki by Halekulani. We opened in October of 2019. Of course, now we're still closed since we closed last March due to the pandemic, but we're going to be reopening this coming July 1st. So I'm excited about that. Now, the way I work myself up into this position, really, I'm a graduate. I'm proud to be a graduate of Waipahu High School, and yes, I did see some Waipahu High School graduates there. I am also an alumni of the University of Hawaii's Travel Industry Management School. And the way I first got into the industry was actually during college. I took advantage of the opportunity to work in a couple of hotels while I was going to college or going to school. So it was full-time school, full-time work, but I loved it. I worked as a concierge at one time for a hotel during my junior year. And in my senior year, I was exposed to the front desk at another hotel. And immediately after graduation from the UH Tim School, I was fortunate enough to be taken on by or picked up by the Westin Maui for their management training program. And I have to say, I feel like I really lucked out in that way, taking advantage of that and participating in a one-year training program that allowed me to work all the various different departments of the hotel. And I also lucked out because before the 1 year was over, the reservations manager resigned and they needed to fill the position. And guess what? Nobody else had trained or knew the reservations manager's job. But because I was a management trainee, I happened to have been working with the reservations manager and understood what his role was. So I slid right into the reservations manager position there. And, my real goal was to get in the front of house position. So it didn't take very long before a position opened up at the front desk. So I was very excited about that. I applied for the assistant front desk manager at the Westin Maui, and I worked that position for a couple of years. And then after 3 years on Maui, I really missed home. So I decided I wanted to come back to Oahu, and I literally applied for various different hotels. And I was blessed to have been picked up by the Sheraton Waikiki and as the assistant front office manager there. I gave it a couple of years, and I was still looking forward to advancement. And just so it happened, a friend of mine informed me about the next door hotel having a department head position open. So I applied for that job, and that's how I became a department head as a front desk manager at the former Waikiki Park Hotel. From front desk manager, I just let it be known that I was always looking for opportunities to grow in my career. So I went from front desk manager to director of rooms, to executive assistant manager, to hotel manager, to general manager of Waikiki Park Hotel. And I worked for 25 years at the Waikiki Park Hotel. Okay, so I'm aging myself now. And we closed Waikiki Park Hotel in 2018 and planned the opening of a brand new hotel, and that's the Halepuna Waikiki. So I opened the Halepuna Waikiki as a general manager. I'm just thrilled to be in the industry. It's dynamic. I love it. I mean, what better job is there than just to help these people who saved all their money to come all the way to beautiful Hawaii and just making memories for them, positive memories.
Mm-hmm. Mahalo, Julie. Thank you so much for, that timeline, because what students are listening to you, what they're hearing is that, no one just starts off as a general manager. It takes a lot of work. Even in Doug's story, it takes a lot of work to get where you're at. And I wanted to impress that on our high school students. So mahalo for sharing that with us.
Welcome. Thank you.
Mahalo. Thank you for being here again. Now, I have a lot of questions coming in from students. And one important question is about culture and how do we take care of our culture in the visitor industry? So I wanted to have Kainoa, Mr. Harkajo, if you can share a little bit more about your perspective as a cultural advisor for your hotel. You're at the big one, the nice one with the big slide. The big one with the nice slide.
The big one, the biggest one.
Grand Hyatt, right? Grand Wailea. I'm sorry, I swim on your slide over there sometimes. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Aloha e Palakiko. Aloha e Nahamana. Mahalo, Palakiko. So, my background is a little bit shorter, but I'm going to age myself as well. I'm happy to be here, happy to be talking to all of you guys. And as I watch that video, and even here on this panel, I see some people, especially like Doug, that are my people I look up to, like, hey, Hawaiians can do that. Local people can do that. We can get there, right? My first job in hospitality, I never thought I would work in hotels. Never thought I would work in hospitality. I stayed far away, growing up, as close as I got to tourists was throwing rotten guavas inside the convertibles as they drove on the road to Hana, but my first job was actually doing Hawaiian storytelling at the Sheraton Waikiki. I was brought in, got to meet an amazing general manager there, Kelly, who probably a lot of people know, got to work with. And from there, like a lot of us do, whether in family or circles, you just get voluntold, right? Uncle shows up, Kumu shows up, your mentor shows up and says, hey, get in the car, we're going, right? And so you jump in, you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how long it's going to be, and they pushing you out. And my second, kind of foray into hospitality was through training, Palakiko, something, you're real familiar with, right? Pronunciation, history, culture, Hawaiian values, what is ho'okipa, what is kuleana, and that was my way into the hospitality industry and working in hotels. And then from there, much like Julie, opportunities just kept presenting themselves. My goal in hotels is to impress upon, management, the executive, corporations, and ownership, how important culture is and the value that culture can play in operations, both front of house and back of house. Culture should be viewed as important as the quantitative stuff. So I'm now the director of culture at the Grand Wailea. I'm actually still furloughed Okay, so it's been a year. I've been furloughed, but luckily I was able to turn my department of 1 into a department of 2. And I've got an amazing person, Kale Ueko Olani, who's my Hawaiian cultural ambassador, who is there representing culture and doing it. And my hope is that she continues to, we've created a path for her to elevate her position into a director of culture. And now we're seeing Hawaiian cultural ambassadors, director of cultures, cultural advisors, many different, titles throughout all of the islands, right? And the more GMs we have, like Doug, like Keone over here on Maui, the more local and native Hawaiian executives we see, the more cultural positions we'll see, out there, because then really we can have, a broad-based understanding and connect with every department across in infusing culture into these places.
Mahalo Kainoa. Thank you so much, for explaining how important it is and the role that Hawaii's culture and language has in our visitor industry. There is room for us and our culture. And, on behalf of our family, our visitor industry family here, Kainoa, we just wanted to say mahalo to you, for continuing to push, this initiative of culture and its importance in the industry. You continue to be the forerunner and push it into our future. So mahalo for what you do. I also have Jared and I also have Kelly in here with us. Mahalo for being here today. We did see you in the video. We did hear your stories. And, I have wonderful questions continuing to bomb me. Students are bombing us. So if it's okay, I wanted to try and keep this kind of nice and neat, Jared. Jared, this question from the students is for you. I'm sending it to you, sir. I'm sending it to you. Students are interested. How much can I make working in this part of the industry? Sorry, Jared, it's a question that comes up. Do you have an answer for our students?
Yeah, I do. Aloha, everyone. My name is Jared. Yes, I definitely do. So similar to Julie, when I was in college and when I was 19, I got the opportunity to work at a hotel, and I was so blessed, and then my eyes open to this amazing opportunity that is the world of hospitality. So a little bit about the benefits of working in a hotel is I had uniforms on property. So I didn't even I could go to the beach right before I went to work. And then I could come in and be like, oh, here we go. I don't even need to wear like a collared shirt or anything. I could just change in the locker room. But yes, in regarding to my pay, I started off my career as a busser and then a server at a restaurant 100 Sales at the Prince Waikiki Hotel. And starting pay, I think hotels always have a little bump up in pay grade because of we have to interact with guests, interact with people. So my starting pay as a server and a busser was, I think, $10 an hour when the minimum wage was $7. But I could take home almost $150 to $200 in tips a night. So it was amazing. But then I transitioned over, working about a year, I transitioned over into the bar scene, and that was a bar back and a bartender. And man, at the hotel, you can get paid $24, $20 an hour just starting as a bar back. Plus you can make tip. And then as a bartender, you can make $29, $31 an hour just starting. And then you get $200 tip a night. It's crazy. So there's amazing opportunities. Yes.
Mahalo, Jared. The chat room is blowing up. They want to work with you. They're looking for you, Jared. I hope you're ready, because you just started a snowball coming over to Prince Waikiki. So I hope you're ready. Mahalo for sharing, Jared. Jared is one of our students that we watched go from the college and transfer into the industry. And we continue to be such, so honored and so proud of his success. So mahalo, Jared, for, what you do and giving back to the next generation. We got our eye on you, and you will be great. Miss Kelly, I'm running out of time.
Aloha, no worries.
Aloha, I know you have a special presentation that we're going to do. I'm not sure if we're doing that now. I think we're going to save that for the end. Is that correct? Are we saving our presentation for the end, or are you?
We are, but we just wanted to give a little teaser. And this is
I know.
Manager, fearless leader Brian Hunnings, and community is important to us. And so we just wanted to remind all the students and all the schools logged in that engagement, because we have a fun little surprise. If you can't tell by our theme back here, we are going to give away something huge, special, and free for about 50 students. So stay tuned, stay engaged, and we can't wait to see you back in a little bit.
Mahalo, Kelly. Mahalo for being here. And, I'm not giving the surprise away, but this is this is a school prize.
Correct. Yes.
So, I'm trying to give away hints. It's a school prize. As Kelly said, it is for 50 students. I'm going to save that. So if you folks continue to stay engaged, as well as our teachers, you just may be here for a wonderful, wonderful surprise. Mahalo, Kelly. Thank you again.
Yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay. Aloha, everyone. Mahalo for being here and sharing with our students. We're going to keep moving if that's okay. Also in our hotel and resort industry, did you notice anything missing? What jobs were you missing in the video? One video you may have been missing. One video is, entertainment. So our next panelist, I'm starting the Kahoot now. We're going to our Kahoot game. Our next panelist is going to share a little bit more about this important part of the visitor industry, the entertainment segment. And we're going to see how this plays an important role in visitor arrivals and guest experience. Here we go. How did American R&B singer and songwriter Ira Love get her name? 5 seconds. Maikai, everyone. We had almost 150 answers in there, and I think they got it correct. It is my great pleasure again to introduce Miss Ira Love.
Aloha. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Aloha,
Awesome.
Ira Love.
Aloha.
Mahalo for being here. How are you doing today?
So good. I'm actually in Seattle right now.
No way. Mahalo for being with us here in Hawaii.
Yes, of course.
Nice. So, Miss Ira Love, maybe you can share a little bit more about your journey in this area, entertainment, and maybe how you got started.
Yeah, mentorship is very important to me. My mentor was the ever great Mr. Fiji. If you aren't familiar with his music, Fiji Vaikoso is an incredible artist and represents all of the greater Polynesian diaspora. So he really was the one who told me to make sure that I've made my foundation in Hawaii. And although I went to college in the mainland, I did end up coming back to Hawaii to start my career. And it really launched from there. And then I was able to go out into the rest of the world with my music. So, Hawaii has such a special culture where we really are a family. We are an ohana. And it's beautiful when you can tap into that and really invest in where you come from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you have like a special gift for our students. Was that correct?
I do. Yes.
Correct?
I would love to sing one of my songs for everyone. It's called Made in the Islands, appropriately. Mauna calls my name, ancestors guide my way. I can smell the flowers calling memories from my heart. When I hear the sound of the waves on the shore, I need nothing more than to be in my island home, where I belong, near the sea, near the sea. No matter where I go, I feel it in my soul. I was made in the islands. I know who I am, want you to overstand. I'm proud to be from the islands. Royal blood in our veins, from Africa we came, but I was made in the islands. Whoa. Whoa, yeah. Sunshine warms from within, golden island skin. I can hear the trade winds whisper in my ear, taste of salt in the air. I'm reminded how my childhood was so beautiful and colorful, where I belong, my island home, near the sea, near the sea. No matter where I go, I feel it in my soul. I was made in the islands. I know who I am, want you to overstand. I'm proud to be from the islands. Royal blood in our veins, from Africa we came, but I was made in the islands. Whoa. Whoa, yeah. Ku'uhome aloha nui ia. Ku'uhome, ku'uhome, ku'uhome aloha nui ia. Ku'uhome, ku'uhome. No matter where I go, I feel it in my soul. I was made in the islands. I know who I am, want you to overstand. I'm proud to be from the islands. Royal blood in our veins, from Africa we came, but I was made in the islands. Whoa. Whoa, yeah. We say, Ku'uhome aloha nui ia. Ku'uhome, ku'uhome, ku'uhome aloha nui ia. Ku'uhome, ku'uhome. Mahalo, mahalo.
Mahalo, Miss Irene Love. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Thank you so much for being the sound of Hawaii and inspiring our students, the next generation.
Thank
Aloha
you.
to you.
Aloha. Ahuiho.
Ahuiho. As you can see, students, this is the sound of Hawaii. And if you share the same sound, there could possibly be a pathway for you in our visitor industry. I wanted to keep moving with my friends. I know I have so many friends that I wanted to share with you. Something that I noticed in the focus group is, according to my students across the state of Hawaii, our culture of Hawaii is very important here in the islands. And it can even possibly be a pathway for moving our visitor industry in a positive direction. So I'm going to share with you some of my friends. I'm going to share with you Ross from Hawaii Island Visitors Bureau, as well as Malia Sanders from NAHA, Native Hawaiian Hospitality Organization. And their goal today is to share with you how we take care of the culture in the industry. Now, Ross, over on Hawaii Island, he started something out known as the Pono Pledge. And now it's taking effect on other islands. And that's something that I really wanted him to share a little bit more about. If it's okay, can we start with Ross? And then we're going to wrap this up and close it up with Malia sharing with us a little bit more about Naha and what we do to take care of our culture. Aloha, Ross. Are you ready?
Aloha, Kiko.
Aloha.
How you been?
Maikai, great to see you. I wish we was on the island with you folks. I wish we were.
Why?
How do we take care of our culture? How do we take care of our home?
Well, being the Island Visitor Bureau, our number one task is truly the marketing to drive tourism to our island. But through the years and looking at what that's done and where we're going, we've really switched up to attracting the responsible traveler through that marketing. We saw, there we go. So we were keeping track of trends actually through the years from 2007 up until we started seeing in 2017, we were getting back to like all-time highs in visitation to the island. And that's when we really decided, okay, we got to start looking at how do we, make it more responsible? How do we attract the individuals that we still want to come, but they know what to do once they get here? So we created a program and we did the brainstorming behind it to create the Pono Pledge. So the sustainable and responsible tourism is really what we were focused on. And we were trying to figure out a way to really have a way that our visitors, but also our local residents would embrace this process. It's not just specifically for the visitors, it's for basically anyone who enjoys all of the wonderful assets we have on our island that we can share, both internally and externally. So the Pono Pledge was created. Actually, it was pre-volcanic activity. We started the process on this. We held up the launch of it because of the volcanic activity, because we saw a little downturn in tourism and we saw how it kind of got a little out there. But then we also saw how people were reacting to visitation to the area where the volcanic activity was. So then we decided now it's time we should really launch this. So it was really in 2018 when we launched the program, really a soft start, just kind of an educational basis. And we really moved into then expanding it further and further beyond that. And then essentially that spun off to statewide programs that just are phenomenal, from their video presence like the Hawaii Rooted program. The Kuleana is a way for us to educate visitors on all of the things as far as ocean safety, hiking practices and things like that. And now with the pandemic, we've reached to a Malama Hawaii program, which is actually embracing a volunteerism perspective. So that catalyst of the Pono Pledge and the sustainable and responsible tourism has really spun off greatly into many other amazing products.
Nice. Maikai. So what you're saying is you're getting our visitors actively involved in Ma'alama, in taking care of our home also?
Yes, absolutely. As we start to come out of the pandemic here, our goal is to really embrace those opportunities we have within the islands of a true give back, getting your hands dirty, getting into the soil, getting, active in really participating and supporting and really taking a whole new understanding of what visiting the islands is all about. So the Malama Hawaii program is amazing, and our hotel industry has really embraced it as well, providing a lot of free room nights in exchange for a lot of these programs. And our hotels are seeing great partnerships with the volunteerism opportunities.
That's so wonderful, Mr. Birch. Mahalo, thank you so much for sharing how, we're doing something a little bit different to take care of our home over on Hawaii Island. And mahalo for starting that, because I see you're inspiring our other islands and our sister islands across the state of Hawaii. So mahalo again. If it's all right, I wanted to bring in Miss Malia Sanders, and she is our Director for Operations for the Native Hawaiian Hospitality Association. And the NAHA organization, they play a very important role in the tourism industry. Can you share a little bit more about what we do here at NAHA?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. NAHA was founded in 1997 by two very influential Hawaiians, Dr. George Kanahele and Senator Kenny Brown. And they, along with a bunch of their friends, including a speaker that you saw earlier today, Doug Chang, he was also involved in the early creation of NAHA. And their mission was really to shape the future of Hawaii tourism by utilizing Hawaiian cultural values and the traditions of our place in the workforce of the visitor industry. And how we do that really is through education. And we spend a lot of time in education. But alongside of the education, there's other projects that we continuously are working on, such as consultation. We do festival support, meeting and conference facilitation for some of our partners. We're a cultural resource for the visitor industry if they have questions about anything related to culture, any general inquiry. We're there to point them in the right direction of people so that they can get the most appropriate and accurate response.
Mahalo, Malia. Thank you so much for explaining that. From what I see, not every hotel, not every resort has like a cultural director or a cultural advisor. So is this where NAHA can possibly step in and help organizations and businesses with culture of Hawaii?
In a way, yes. So when I started with NAHA a little over 9.5 years ago, we were able to identify about 12 to 15 cultural people working in the visitor industry, either as employed full-time in a specific role that has a cultural title, or they were the front desk person that had some knowledge of Hawaiian culture. And in the last, 9.5, almost 10 years, that number has grown to over 100. Wow. So we know that the work of NAHA and organizations like NAHA and our partner organizations are really helping to bring Hawaiian culture to the forefront using resources, not just tools, but people. And that's probably the most important part of it. NAHA is there to help connect. We don't actually go into the hotels and advise them of what they should be doing, but we're there as a resource that if they come and reach out to us and they're looking for something specific, we might know of a person, or we might be able to help them with their list of qualifications that they're wanting to write of what their needs are and help them in that way.
Okay. That's so wonderful. As I see on the chat, so many students are chiming in because of what you folks are talking about. A lot of them, they're interested in culture. They're interested in their language of Hawaii, Hawaiian language, Hawaiian culture. And is there a pathway for them in our industry, the visitor industry? And what you folks are sharing, there's definitely a pathway for students with these types of interests. They can put these two together and possibly mold a career for themselves. If it's okay, I just wanted to say mahalo again, Malia, mahalo again, Ross, for being here and just bringing more, light to this idea of culture in the industry and its important role. Wasn't that a great video? So Haumana, you can see, students, you can see all of the wonderful opportunity in our industry. So I have another panel of different guests from around the visitor industry, the many different areas from the video that you've seen. And I have with me, I have all of these wonderful companies like Alaska Airlines, RJ Gourmet, Hawaii Land Trust, Board Riders, Blue Hawaiian. And, I first want to just thank all of you for our wonderful prizes. We didn't share anything with the students. So if they're looking at some of these places, these businesses that you represent, it may give them a hint or a clue. We are doing our next Kahoot question. I hope you're ready. We're going to use Kahoot to introduce our speakers. Ready, set, go. Which of these is not true of our panelists? Which of these is not true of our panelists? 5 seconds left, quick. Okay, so we got some answers in, and I see that students are still connected, still engaged. Mahalo, students, for being here. So if we can, I want to come back to our panel, our guests for today that represent this broader part of the industry. And, outside of entertainment, outside of resorts and hotels, as we've seen in the video, so many opportunity. If it's okay, we're going to try and do this nice and easy for our students because they have so many questions. What types of opportunities are there out there? What can I do in the restaurant? What can I do in the airline industry? And that's why all of you are here today. So mahalo again for being here. If it's okay, can I just pose that question? What types of opportunities can students look forward to in your part of the industry? Can I go to Daniel with Alaska Airlines?
Hey, aloha Palakiko. Good to see you.
Aloha. Good to see you, sir.
I'll definitely say, I'll definitely say that it's a career that will take you places. The world got a lot smaller for me when I started in the airline industry. Suddenly far off places were, now accessible, right? It's interesting because what we do is fly airplanes. And so those of us in the industry sort of think of jumping on an airplane like hopping on a bus. It's just another way for us to get from place to place. So that part's really exciting. As I said in the video, a lot of folks might think about, the occupations like pilots and flight attendants and customer service agents, all the ones that you would normally think of with an airline. And for me, most young people think about or wanting, to be a pilot when they grow up. And that was me. Actually, I got my private pilot's license and then, later on decided to explore other opportunities in the industry. But, along with being a pilot or a flight attendant or customer service agent, all great jobs, there are a ton of different jobs within the industry, things like, maintenance technicians and engineering. There's a ton of opportunity within IT and technology and e-commerce. So much of what we do these days is making sure that, we bring the product to the guest in the most hassle-free way. And so technology is super important. The other thing, as I mentioned in the video too, is, being a big business, anything that you can think of in terms of finance or accounting, it's what we call sort of bean counters, right? Legal, marketing, sales, communications, all of that exists within the industry. And so there's just a ton of opportunity and something that if you are interested in the industry, please come on board.
Mahalo, Daniel, and thank you for being such a great partner for the LEI event for many, many years. So mahalo for being here. I'm going to keep moving again quickly and just bumping around. I have Rylan from Board Writers. What may be some career opportunities in retail in your area?
So I'm actually work for Board Writers, but I represent Quicksilver and Roxy. And honestly, there's a ton of opportunities in retail. I started in a surf shop. I did sales. I did stock. I was in charge of stock. Then I became a buyer for a surf shop. And then I became a sales rep for Volcom and then a merchandiser. And now we do merchandising and marketing. So, within the surf industry itself, there's so many surf companies out there that there's always opportunities for everyone. And if within just our locations of Quicksilver, we have a ton of stores on every island, and you can do anything from sales to buying to designing to everything. Anything you can think of. The range is very broad.
No, mahalo. That's great. That's great. A lot of our students, they surf, they go into the ocean, but I'm not sure if they ever thought of a career or a pathway in this surf industry. And what you're sharing with us, it's not just working in the store, but there are other positions like sales, human resources, a lot of the work that you do as a buyer that could be possible, gateways to their future.
Yes, very much so. And I think the best part about it is it's a passion. If your passion is surfing, it comes with a whole range of things. So whatever it is that you want to do, there's many, many opportunities in this industry.
Mahalo again, Rylan. And we're going to have you come up because you're going to do like a big giveaway for our students. We're going to save that for the end. I'm going to keep moving around our panel. I have Rob Mason with RJ Gourmet. Aloha, sir. How are you doing? What types of...
How's everyone doing on the panel? Aloha.
Aloha. Good to see you. What kind of pathways do you have for us and our students?
If you're passionate about food, creativity, being a private chef, I get to work with some amazing product here on Maui. I work with the local fishermen. I work with the local farmers. I go to the farmers market and I give back to my community. So if you want to be creative and you enjoy cooking food, there's no other better way of being a private chef and being a small business owner. I'm just a small percent of what Maui has to offer, but it's just an amazing opportunity. And I try to tell I work with some local kids in Lahaina, and I try to explain to them that your backyard is Maui, your backyard is Hawaii. You have great product to work with, and the kids on the mainland don't have that. And so, yeah, definitely just being creative. And if you enjoy food, culinary school is great. One day, and then you get to work with some amazing product here on Maui.
Mahalo. From listening to you, Rob, I hear giving back to the community. I hear passion. And that's wonderful for me because I am originally from Maui. I graduated from St. Anthony High School, and I'm just so glad that you're helping to take care of my island home. So mahalo for being here today. I'm going to keep moving if it's okay. Blue Hawaiian is a helicopter company. What kind of possible career opportunities might you have for us? Eric, aloha.
Hey, good morning. It's nice to meet everybody. Nice to see everybody this morning. We have a lot of career paths that actually some are direct and some are more indirect with what we do. I mean, obviously, one of the more difficult things is to become a helicopter pilot and work up the experience to come fly in Hawaii. It's very challenging, the mountains and the wind and all that. But people go to flight school from here. There are several flight schools around the state. And then from there, they maneuver their way into some other jobs. And eventually they work their way back here if their dream is to fly, in Hawaii. So we definitely kind of foster that and work with people early on in their career to let them know once you get here and get to these points, keep in contact with us and we'll bring you on as a pilot. Another big opportunity for everyone is in the maintenance field. We have people that come in right away. They come in, they get hired as a helper in the maintenance field. They can move up into an apprentice and eventually achieve their aircraft power plant or the A&P license so they can work on the aircraft. And that then goes even beyond us. They can get good jobs in the airlines. Alaska Airlines needs A&Ps, I'm sure, all the time. And those are good, long-lasting careers for them too. But we usually start people out working as dispatch. They come in and they interact with the guests. And since that's what we're talking about is interacting with guests and with tourism, my background is military. That's how I got into flying. But, I moved here quite a long time ago and married a local girl. Lucky for me, I don't know what she was thinking, but it happened. So, and, her family just really kind of took me in. And one thing I really noticed was they were very connected to the canoe, to the va'a. They were all canoe paddlers and they got me into that. And what I realized is there was a very, very big connection between, it's going to sound strange, but between a canoe and a helicopter. A helicopter is a vehicle that takes us around to see things. And that's what the canoe was. It got people between islands when that was the only way. And so there is kind of that same spirit with what we do, getting out and seeing that. And we get to bring that to the tourists with the dispatchers. And that's a big piece of what they do is they get to educate comes in the door. And what I've found with a lot of the tourists that show up is they're looking to understand, they're looking to respect what goes on in the state and what the history of the state is. And so starting out in kind of that dispatch sales role, they get to really interact and pass that on. And, so we now actually, we also started an activities branch to what we do. So we actually have, a significant now amount of concierge desks at hotels. So not only can they come in here and learn to, dispatch aircraft and learn aviation and interact with the tourists as they come in and teach them, the things that they want to bring to them. They can also move from there into these concierge roles now at the hotels as well, which there's a lot of sales involved in that. So those are just some of the basic things that we provide.
Mahalo, Eric. Thank you so much. What it seems like you're doing at Blue Hawaiian is really setting up your associates, your employees for success, starting them in roles that will connect them to bigger roles. And it's just wonderful to hear, especially for our students, kind of curious, what would I do after high school? So now they get first chance experience to hear it from you folks. So thank you guys for sharing. If it's all right, I'm going to keep moving. And the next person, Ms. Makana, she brings an interesting perspective to our panel here. Ms. Makana belongs to the Hawaiian Island Land Trust. She's the director of Aina Connection. And, all of these visitor visitor industry businesses on this panel, they share Hawaii. And Makana maybe kind of has a different role in protecting Hawaii, and maybe even a new term we want to introduce, agritourism. Makana, can you share more?
Hi, aloha nui e palakiko, mahalo no keia hui ana o kako. I just want to take a second before we get into all these wonderful opportunities that HILT has to offer to ask everyone to take a second to think about a place in nature on Aina that you love and how that warmth in your na'au makes you feel. That feeling is really what powers our work. So Hawaii Land Trust is Hawaii's islands-wide land trust. It's a 501c3 nonprofit and a nationally accredited land trust. Our mission is to protect and steward the lands that sustain Hawaii and to perpetuate Hawaiian values by connecting people to Aina. HILT has protected over 21,000 acres throughout Hawaii. We currently own and steward 7 preserves across 4 islands, and we hold 45 conservation easements permanently protecting conservation values of private lands across the state. HILT's land protection priorities include Hawaiian cultural landscapes, coastlines, and lands that produce healthy food for Hawaii's people. And really what powers our work, what is the foundation of our work, is pilina, and that's our relationship to place. And our place here is so special, and our work is about protecting, like you mentioned, it's about protecting our special places. And once we do that work to protect it, then we move forward and we do the work of stewarding it to remove invasive plants and allow the natives to thrive on site. And then really important also is to include our community, our students, to all of these spaces to ensure that we all have that pilina, that connection to Aina Hawaii.
Mahalo Makana. Thank you for bringing your perspective to our students. Maybe not a lot of them may, how does everything connect? Surf industry, feeding people from our Aina with our restaurant industry. It involves Malama Aina. It involves Aloha Aina. And thank you for bringing that perspective and those opportunities to our students as well. Mahalo to all of you for being here, for sharing again all of this wonderful opportunity with our students. I'll see you guys real soon. Aloha, everyone. Mahalo, mahalo. Now, Haumana, we've been listening to all of these opportunities, and what I want to do is we're coming to the end of our program, and I wanted to share with you how you can make a difference in this program. What does it take? What does it take for you to be a part of Hawaii's visitor industry? If it's okay, I'm going to introduce my friend. He is an author, and he is an author of Careers by the People. His name is Mike, and he has a great perspective on how we can get a jump start into our futures. I want to take this time to mahalo Anela and Sabina, our interpreters for our event today. Thank you so much, for all of your translation and interpretation for today. We definitely want to include everyone, and we couldn't have done it without all of you. So mahalo again for being here. Okay, very good, very good. Oh, there we are. Aloha, Mike. I see you, Mike. If it's okay, I'm going to ask you, can we unmute Mike, please? I'm going to have my team unmute Mike. So again, as I was saying, aloha, Mike, thank you for being here. We are introduced our students to all of these wonderful possibilities, and now we want to share with them the characteristics, the traits, and those qualities that these visitor industry businesses might be looking for. And you might be the guy with the insight. How are we doing, Mike? How are we doing?
Oh, excellent. Yes. Well, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. And first, I'd like to say is the amazing amount of information that you offered today was great. So the students got to hear, some of the things that we wish we heard back when we were, kids in school. So here's some points about, I'm writing this book called Careers by the People, but one of the most imperative issues is Really, why is choosing the right career for you at an early age imperative? You know, for the students, think about it this way. Your career work will be roughly 40 years. That's twice your age now. So it's always a good time to think about your future and really what you want to do after high school, trade school, college, or even graduate school. In my situation, I didn't do any homework. So like the majority of people out there, I landed in a profession that I was mentally bored with for 30 years. It paid the bills without question, but we hope you can do a lot better. So I did a lot of research on this subject to hear what people think about their career choice. First thing was basically to learn more about people's careers. I interviewed hundreds of people and asked them 20 plus questions about their career and their career choice. Basically, do they even really like their profession? 50% were fine. So we at least want to get you into that group. My upcoming book, Careers by the People, publishes the best 66 questionnaires that were done. Maybe some of them might interest you, but if not, try to figure out a few opportunities, professions that might interest you. And via the book, you can ask the people those questions because they're pretty, in-depth questions to find out a little bit more about what people are doing. But here's the most imperative point that was made by everybody that was in a profession they enjoyed. And we heard it over and over today, passion. You have to find something you're passionate about. I mean, aviation sounded really exciting. Some people are crazy about aviation, which is great. And so you have to understand is you want to do something that will drive you and keep you enthusiastic, evolved, and challenged over the years. So if you can narrow the professions down to a few that might intrigue you, look into volunteering, look into associations, internships. That will be the best information to see what people actually do instead of hearing from somebody, oh yeah, that's a great career. It's the future. It pays the bills. Remember, it's 40 years of your life. You have to make this choice. And for all the students out there who aren't doing well in school, hang in there. I was ranked 250 plus in a class of 400. So not the best student, as you can obviously see, but through a lot of obstacles, setbacks, and failures, I figured it out, and hopefully my book or a little career homework on your part will help you. The opportunities are here in Hawaii. You just have to dig them out, be persistent. Don't just sit back and wait for someone to knock on the door with a great job. It won't happen. So good luck out there. Best wishes. And for all the teachers, I'm on the portal under Careers by the People. So I'm over here in Maui, here to help out and here to hopefully give some of the future leaders of our state some information about what I learned over 30, 40 years of working. So take care. Much aloha.
Right on, Mike. Mahalo. Thank you so much. From what I heard from you, I heard passion. I also heard take an active role in searching for your career. Don't let it hit you upside your head. Go out and actively seek it out. And I also heard something about you not studying. I heard something not doing homework back in your past. I hope our students didn't hear that. Mahalo again, Mike, for being.
I know. Learn. Exactly. I agree. Thank you. Take care. Much aloha.
Mahalo. Mahalo. Ahui ho. Ahui ho.
Ahui ho.
So now we're looking at the pathways and what it takes to get on those pathways. Our next panel is, I'm going to bring up with you our colleges around Hawaii and impress on you, if you have a interest in any one of these career pathways in the industry, it may start with one of our colleges. So we have a Kahoot. Are you guys ready? Excuse me. We're starting our game now. Do you think any of these panelists was a lead singer in a rock band? Do you think any of these panelists were a lead singer in our rock band? Oh my goodness. That would be so amazing if Mr. Mufi Hanneman was part of a rock band. I'd just be so excited. And we have done. It's so nice. We still have a lot of students still engaged in the Kahoot game. Maikai, mahalo for being involved today, students. So to introduce you to our board, this is post-secondary panel. And again, possible pathways to connect you to in your future. I'm going to let our panel introduce themselves and share a little bit more about their connection and how we can put our high school students on the pathway to an exciting future in our visitor industry. Who's the guy? Who's the guy that's part of our rock band? Was that you, Mr. Evans? Dr. Evans? That wasn't you, right? Oh my goodness. And
yes. Yes, Free
Flight.
Free Flight. Sorry, Free Flight was the name of our band, not Free Fright. Sorry. Yeah, it could have been Moofy too, though. You ever heard Moofy sing? He's excellent.
I have.
Hey, hello, everybody. I am Dr. Dave Evans. I'm a professor and department chair of the Hospitality and Tourism Education Department at Kapi'olani Community College. That probably takes all my 30 seconds just to do that. We are an associate's degree program. We are a two-year degree program. And what's nice about our pathway is that we have two major tracks, one of which is travel, the other which is hospitality. So the students that go into the travel track would be looking at, those kind of careers that Daniel Chun talked about. We use a live travel port system where the students can learn how to do reservations and ticketing, move right out into the airline industry or travel agencies or tour companies. Our hospitality students really focus on hotel and restaurant. They're getting a chance to work with a live or actual reservation property management system. We're going to move to something called Oracle Opera, which is used by 80% of the hotel industry lodging companies that are out there. I think another thing that we really would like to emphasize about our program, and you heard it earlier, and you've all had a chance now to meet Palakiko. Palakiko leads us in our efforts to perpetuate the culture, to understand, to malama, to be, our kuleana. It is very proud. We're very proud of that theme that runs through all of our courses. Also, too, we've recently developed a new third-year program called an Advanced Professional Certificate, and this is specifically for our hospitality or lodging students. And what's really particularly nice about that is that while it stands alone, it also has a seamless articulation to UH West Oahu, which I know Dr. Itoga will talk to you a little bit about later. I've put in the chat, and I'm sure you guys will be furnished the information about how to find us. And if nothing else, talk to Brother Palakiko. It's very rare in a program to have an international registrar be one of your faculty members. So thanks and I hope to see you perhaps next semester in our program.
Mahalo, Dr. Evans. Thank you for being here. Thank you for getting my back. I couldn't have done it without you. So mahalo. We're going to keep
rock on.
Mahalo. We're going to keep moving with our universities. So here to represent University of Hawaii at Manoa. Carissa, can you please share with us maybe a little bit more of your programs that we can share with our students? Aloha.
Mahalo, Palakiko. I was in marching band. I played a flute and was a flag girl. So maybe in another life, I'm, what's her face? The musician Lizzo, doing something like that. So my name is Carissa. I'm an academic advisor, interim director, as well as student services for the School of Travel Industry Management at UH Manoa. We are a 4-year degree program. So it's a Bachelor's of Science degree. For those of you from the neighboring islands, there might be opportunities at the University of Hilo or University of Hawaii at Hilo as well. So you might want to look there too for possible 4-year options. And then, of course, Dr. Itoga will talk about UH West Oahu. But at UH Manoa, with the TIM School, it's a Bachelor of Science, TIM degree, similar to the KCC host program. We have hospitality management and also tourism transportation management, focus of study for students. We require internships. We have study abroad opportunities. We have a lot of student clubs and networking opportunities as well, too. And we pride ourselves in providing a lot of financial support in the form of scholarships and financial aid to students. So if you want any further information, I'm actually going to put a link in just for our admissions website. So feel free to go there to learn a little bit more about information or on admissions, and then surf the website for other stuff. Above my head over here, we've got the email address listed too. So feel free to reach out to that email address. But in terms of admissions, as long as you're admissible to UH Manoa and you list travel industry management as your major on your application, you're directly admitted into our program as either a freshman or a transfer student. So good luck. Thank you all for being here this morning. And feel free, I hope to hear from you soon. And if not, enjoy your lovely weekend.
Mahalo, Carissa. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about how our students can connect to higher education opportunities with you. I'm going to keep moving if it's all right. I wanted to introduce Hawaii Pacific University and Allison. Is it okay if you share a little bit more with us, Allison, of how students can connect with you?
Absolutely. Aloha mai kako, everyone. My name is Allison Augustin. I am an Assistant Director of Admissions here at Hawaii Pacific University, working with our local students. Thank you for having me. So a little bit about Hawaii Pacific University. We do have our Bachelor of Science in Business Administration in the Hospitality Tourism Management program. To get into HPU, all you have to do is apply at hpu.edu/apply. And we are also a member of the Common Application. So you can feel free to apply through our application portal or through the Common Application. A little bit about the Hospitality and Tourism Management program. One of the great things about our program is that the chair, Dr. Wendy Lam, she works with connecting our students to so many different internship opportunities. I got to work with her at an event, and the amount of passion she has for getting our students out there is admirable. I truly enjoy working with her. She does connect our students to internship opportunities with the Marriott, Disney. I did an event with her at the Ko'olina. So there's so many different internship opportunities. And as Mike had mentioned, HPU doesn't have a 100% internship guarantee program, but it will really be on our students to go out and find those internship opportunities.
Be engaged, be engaged. And we love Wendy Lam too. Mahalo, Allison. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of Hawaii Pacific University and all of that wonderful opportunity. Hawaii Pacific University gives a lot back to our LEI event. So mahalo for being here. I'm going to keep moving to the University of Hawaii at West Oahu with Dr. Itoga. Can you please share a little bit more? Mahalo. I see your screen.
Thank you. I know time is short, so thank you to everyone.
Mahalo. Mahalo, Dr. Itoga. Thank you so much for sharing that. What is so nice is a lot of students, they are on their devices. So you have students, you have direct access to, University of Hawaii at West Oahu. The reason that I save Mr. Hanneman for the end is because he brings an interesting perspective today on this panel. We've been focusing on our students, and with this opportunity, we wanted to kind of focus on our teachers. So if it's okay, I wanted to introduce Mr. Mufi Hanneman. He is our president and CEO for Hawaii's Lodging and Tourism. Aloha and good afternoon, Mr. Hanneman. How are you doing today? And please share with us, how can we connect with you to the visitor industry?
Okay. Well, thank you, Brother Palakiko. Thank you for the good work that you do and for doing such a good job today of orchestrating this wonderful event. I want to say at the outset, all these four institutions that you've heard from this morning, we at the Hawaii Lodging and Tourism Association have an excellent track record of working with them. We enjoy the ongoing relationships we have them with respect to some of the grants and scholarships that we have offered for those institutions, the mentoring programs that we do with them. So you won't go wrong if you look at one of these institutions to further your interest in your career in going forward with the hospitality industry. Palakiko, what I want to talk about this morning is the fact that through the years, we have always focused on scholarships and awards to students. High school students, university students, community college students, and the like. For the first time, thanks to this new partnership we've developed with Julie Morikawa, we are going to provide a couple of scholarship opportunities for teachers, for educators. We've never done this before, but I've always felt that we need to do our part from the visitor industry to also provide motivational opportunities, real-world experiences, shadowing, mentoring experiences with our educators, because at the end of the day, they are the heart and soul of training, of educating the next generation of leaders in our community. So we're calling it the HLTA Climb High Educator Award, where we will present two $1,000 scholarships to help local educators broaden their breadth and depth and appreciation of the visitor industry through a couple of ways. Number one, provide them with an opportunity to do on-site visits, get special tours and briefings, sort of one-on-one experiences, if you will. HLTA is not just made up of hotels, but most of our membership are what we call allied members. These are restaurants. These are attractions. These are small businesses across the board. Airlines. I saw Daniel Chun on this morning. Ground transportation companies. So we're going to open up that opportunity for these two awardees to be able to visit and have this type of up close, and then also what we call back office operations. Go behind the scenes and see what actually happens for these businesses to be successful in our community. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to partner with a great committee that we have called Women in Lodging, made up of folks in the industry who obviously are female, and they provide excellent role model opportunities for people, not just for women, but for guys. I'm very active with them. I'm always impressed with the number of women that we have, and we encourage that they be in the executive managerial positions. Well, we're going to provide a shadowing opportunity, a mentoring opportunity with someone from the Hawaii Women in Lodging group. This year, for example, the Women in Lodging awardee of the year, they do it once a year, was Julie Morikawa, in recognition of the great work that she does with LEI and Climb Hawaii. Now, here's the beauty of it. You can use that stipend. If you win it and you're from Oahu, we're going to encourage you to go to the neighbor islands and use this $1,000 to pay for your trip there. And then if you could stay for a couple of days, we'll work with your mentor to provide that experience for you to do that. Vice versa, if you're an awardee from the neighbor islands, we'll provide that same opportunity for you to come to Oahu. So the scholarship listing is now live on Climb Hawaii Bridge, and the deadline for entry is May 21. So that is my special message, Palakiko, this morning for the group that's gathering here. We wanted to do something for our teachers, for our educators, and we're very pleased to team up with Julie and Climb High to present this first time awards for our hardworking teachers and educators.
Mahalo, Mr. Hanaman. Thank you for thinking out of the box. You know, we give so much to our students. When do we give to our teachers? And this is just a wonderful, wonderful opportunities for our teachers to actually get firsthand experience in the visitor industry, to go behind the scenes. So when we teach in front of our students, we have, applied information easily available to share with our students. Such a great idea. As Mr. Hanneman said, everything can be found on the portal, the Climb High portal. If you go to info at climbhigh.org, you can find more information about this very, very special scholarship that we've created for our teachers. Teachers, let's do this. Let's do this. Mahalo, Mr. Hanneman. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Now, there are so many opportunities, not just going through college, going through school and education, but there are opportunities where immediately after high school, we can get involved in the visitor industry. And to share a little bit more of these immediately available positions and career opportunities, I'm going to have two of my friends share a little bit more about their company business. You can engage yourselves in a career. If it's okay, I want to introduce Nina with Elite Parking Services and Jared with Aloha Hospitality Professionals. I'm going to start with Nina. Nina, I saw Chase. Chase get long hair like me now. You better tell him.
He does.
I saw him. I give him some pointers. Nina, what kind of opportunities is Elite Parking providing for our high school students?
Okay, well, thank you first off, Palakiko, for letting us be here. We're super excited. I think Chase and Dan have done an amazing job on their videos to really share what Elite is about. But a little bit more deeper, I think Elite really does provide an avenue to be able to, or a platform for the employees to be able to really see the different industries or the different locations really firsthand by being present. We are a people business. In my background, I share with you all the different locations we're at. We're at over 80 locations. Our people really come on board as Elite, but many of them create their own path. They can create their own path to create that journey, to be a leader within Elite, like Chase and Dan, which is amazing. But they can also create their journey to continue on through one of our business partners that's shown kind of in the background here, because many a times they get the door is open for them to continue their journey by becoming an employee in one of our business relations. So it really does start at a young age. We've created a couple great internship programs specifically with Climb High. Hopefully the start or the journey of your path can continue with us. So that information is available on Climb High portal, and it's specifically to the hospitality, healthcare, commercial, as well as it includes accounting and IT. So hopefully there's an interest, and we look forward to all the success stories that's in the future. Congratulations to this program. It's been amazing. Thank you again for allowing Elite to be a part of. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Nina. Thank you so much, for sharing a little bit more about Elite Parking Services. And I just wanted to remind everyone that Elite is a hospitality company, and they share their aloha with anyone that they work with, and they do a fabulous job. Mahalo for being here.
Thank you.
Another important provider is Aloha Hospitality Professionals. And to share a little bit more about them, I'm going to turn it, I'm going to turn it over to Jared. Jared, what types of immediately available positions might be available in your company?
Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much, Palakiko. Wonderful to meet everyone. My name is Jared. I'm part of Aloha Hospitality Professionals. So just real briefly, we are a hospitality staffing agency, just based out of here in Hawaii. We actually, due to COVID, last year, we transitioned to start offering additional opportunities outside of that hospitality realm. So what we're able to offer now is a bit more vast in terms of what we did before. So some of those opportunities are as follows. That would be sticking with hospitality, with what we currently do. So we're always hiring for bartenders, servers, if you're interested, in just that extra cash. We always have those positions available. And in terms of what we've done new due to COVID, that would be delivery drivers. So we're always hiring for those positions to help out with a few of our different products as well. And we also have order packers, order coordinators, which assist with distribution. And then on the other side, we started to get into office type positions and administrative staff. So we work with financial institutions as well as other nonprofits, including just other businesses that need sort of office or administrative support. So if anyone is interested in those opportunities, you're more than welcome to check us out, or feel free to contact myself. But thank you very much for this opportunity to share. I really appreciate it.
Oh, mahalo, Jared. Thank you for sharing a little bit more of the opportunity and the wide array of opportunity that our students can, apply for and immediately start in the industry. Earlier, we were talking with Mike, our author, and he talked about taking an active role in, exploring a little bit more of this industry. And with these two wonderful partners, you students can have those opportunities to volunteer, to explore, and to see what this exciting industry is all about. I know Nina is offering us some internship opportunities. Can you just share a little bit? Because to me, that's exciting. Students, we have intern opportunities. Can we share just a little?
Yes. So, the internship again is with our hotels, our healthcare. You really just have to be a senior, 17 years or older. The programs are here on Oahu. We already have some that are seniors, 17-year-olds working at the mass vaccination site, which you saw Dan in his video as patient ambassadors, in the hotel with Chase as possibly valet alongside. So there's some really great experiences that you could have during this internship. And again, hopefully that door opens to allow for a continuous career path.
Mahalo, Nina. So again, as you can see, we're not just creating opportunities, guys. We're creating opportunities for you, with you in mind, high school students. So if you're interested in these opportunities, go to info@climbhigh.org, and you just may be that one person that wants to join the team. Mahalo again, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Omana, students, we have had a long day filled fast and furious with guest speakers from across the state of Hawaii. I have one last Kahoot game for you before we close for the day. Are you ready? Set, Kahoot. The question is, what is the most important attribute in the hospitality industry? What is the most important attribute in the hospitality industry when looking for people to hire? 5 seconds. We still got students actively being engaged and participating, and we have the answers. Mahalo, guys. Thank you so much in joining us in Kahoot throughout the day. So it brings me to the end of the day. We have had the opportunity to lead, to explore, but most importantly, hopefully to inspire you and share with you this wonderful, wonderful industry that is right in our backyard. To share a little bit more about what we can do, I have our CEO and our president for Climb High to send you your message. Miss Julie Morikawa, are we ready?
Aloha everyone. And we know we're going long, but we're recording this. And so we're gonna just keep going because all of your teachers will have access to this video. There are so many wonderful leaders here today that we wanted to make sure that we were able to include it all. So we're gonna keep going. If you have to get to class, by all means, please do. You will be able to reference this. And so after 9 years of doing this, we've heard you. And today you guys have been so active. Thank you. We're seeing your hundreds and hundreds of questions coming through. And so we want you to know that we are moving forward as well. We are creating things for you. And so after all these years, you've asked us, Auntie, create more. We need more. We need to have these resources when we're done. And we have. So we have the Climb High Bridge that was selected by the Department of Education as their tool. So go Climb High, go team. You know, we're making a difference. This is now rolled out. All of your teachers have access to the Climb High tool. We're gonna flash it here. Teachers, reach out to info@climbhigh.org if you have any questions. But everyone that was here today, everyone that's in the videos and beyond are in the bridge. The bridge is now your career fair 2.0, right? 2.0, as we like to call it. Yeah, we're changing the future. We're changing it up. Now this pandemic has hit, but we are not stopping. We are the first state to ever do this. We're bringing businesses together for you in one place. So students, you don't have to wait for a career fair to come to your campus. Reach out to your teacher. Everyone is available, everyone is accessible, and they are eagerly awaiting a connection with you. So if you saw something today that you want to get more information on, reach out to your teacher, let them know they can set up an event, they can set up a guest speaking opportunity, a moment for you to connect further and ask all these questions that you have We hope we answered a lot of them for you today, but if you have more, you want to connect with any of these leaders, have them be your mentors, please reach out through the Climb High Bridge. All of the things you heard of today, the internships that were created because the tool exists with Nina and Elite, those are accessible via the portal. Mufi Hanneman's and Climb High's opportunity, HLTA's opportunity with Mufi is available only through the portal. Teachers, you will find it in the job shadowing teacher externship area. That is an award we created just for today. So we are going to move into the award arena, which I know you're waiting for, but we want to make sure you know how to follow up and what's next. So here we go. We're going to bring everyone back on, all of our leaders that are going to be revealing these prizes. First thing we're going to do is show our Kahoot winners. And let's do that. We're going to show that on the screen very shortly. We have our HPU leader here talking us through that. Janelle, I know you're here. If you can just share what that prize is and what those people need to do while we're waiting for it to flash.
Okay, awesome. So the prize for Kahoot is actually a wonderful gift basket filled with some goodies and other snacks donated by a company named Kahiao. So for the winners that are shown on the screen, please reach out to info@climbhigh.org to organize a delivery to your school for pickup. So yeah, there you go. There's the top 20 winners. If you're on the screen, once again, please reach out to info@climbhigh.org to organize a delivery to your school for pickup.
Mahalo, Janelle. We will have this on our website. We will also be pushing it out to your teachers in case you missed it. I know it's with your code names. So don't worry, you will be able to find it. And again, reach out to us so we can get you your prizes. Okay, Palakiko, now for the next stage.
Mahalo again, Julie. So as you remember earlier, I was saying that we were delivering wonderful, wonderful prizes for students that were engaged. These were not only individual prizes, but these also included prizes that would go to one school. So to share a little bit more of their prizes, can we start with Rylan? I know Rylan had something that she wanted to share with everyone online today with us, and also other gifts and prizes. Rylan.
Hi, so since Board Riders is so excited to be with all of you today, everybody that is on this screen right now, or everybody that has participated in this event, we are going to actually give everybody a quick hat. So everybody gets Quicksilver hats that they can take home. And then I also have 2 gift packs. So the gift packs go, am I announcing who they go to? Yes?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay, so the gift packs are going to Simon Marsh. That will be the Quicksilver gift pack. Tia Jacquez, which is the Roxy gift pack. And our big $250 gift certificate for Roxy is going to Shakira Nunez. And we also have an early registration winner, which is a $250 Quicksilver gift card. And that is for Daniel Remsen. So congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations to those students. So again, mahalo students and mahalo Rylan. Thank you so much for all of these wonderful, wonderful prizes and gifts that students can get just for participating in today.
My pleasure.
So we're going to continue. I'm going to save Kelly for the end. Let's just keep Kelly on the end. Let's keep everyone in suspense. Julie, I'm going to come back to you for the other grand prizes, big prizes. What's going on?
Absolutely. RJ Gourmet donated 4 starter chef kits.
4?
And so we got the names here. This was all based on engagement again. And so we have it via portions of your email. So take a look here. If this is yours, then again, reach out to us at info@climbhigh.org and we'll get you your prizes mailed out. We will be mailing everything to your school. So we just need to get in contact with you and we'll get it over. So 2022 S. Bush, 2023 M. Bright, 2021 Lim Tamk, and 22HAUOL.KAL. You are the lucky winners.
Oh my God, congratulations. And mahalo RJ Gourmet. I'm going to keep going.
And then the next, we've got 2 more prizes. Before we do that, we've got a wonderful Mana Cruise that has donated a luxury cruise for 2, Sunset Cruise. And the winner of this person was so active, and we love the questions. This is Daniel Fuimaono is the lucky winner of the Sunset Cruise for 2. That is Daniel Fuimaono. And then we have Julia Rigo donated a 2-night stay at the gorgeous Halepuna. And that is for 2 nights, parking included for 2 people. And that lucky winner, again, thank you so much for all of your comments and being active throughout, is Kylie McEwen, McKeown. Kylie, again, all of you reach out to us at info@climbhigh.org. And the teacher that received the early registration prize, the dinner for 4 that will be delivered to their house, is Lisa Potterton of Kalani. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us. And last but not least, we're going to turn it over to Kelly and the Residence Inn crew.
Aloha, I'm Kelly Kirishima with the Residence Inn Kapolei, and this is my fearless leader, Brian Hunnings.
Aloha, everyone.
And the winner for the highest school engagement will receive
a prom for 50 of your best friends.
What? So a COVID-safe prom here at the Residence Inn Kapolei, including the venue, a DJ, light food and beverage.
Everything you need. Everything you need to have prom safely.
So our professional accounting firm has tallied up the scores for the highest engagement on the island of Oahu. And the winner goes to
Pricewaterhouse?
Pricewaterhouse.
Nanakuli!
Yeah! Congratulations.
Remy, you will be the lead on this. You will be the lead teacher on it. We will be contacting you and getting all of the details across. Congratulations.
Mahalo, Kelly. Mahalo, Residence Inns by Marriott. Thank you so much for your wonderful contribution and really making our event such a great success. Mahalo, Kelly. Thank you. Mahalo, Brian.
Of course. Aloha.
Aloha.
Take care, gang.
Mahalo. So we had a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone.
Please turn that one up, Ollie.
Sharing.
Kiko, we are not a grand prize still to announce.
I know. I didn't release it yet. I kind of kept it.
I will leave it with you. Don't forget.
Now, I need you, Julie. I need you to help me with this one because I can't remember all of the details. But from what I understand, we have 2 grand prizes available for all students involved with LEI program this year. This will be a continued, it'll be available to you throughout, for some time. But these 2 grand prizes are a helicopter tour as well as a Alaska Airlines round trip airfare. And to be eligible for these 2 grand prizes, Julie, can you help me out? What do students need to do?
Absolutely. So we'll be giving away 2 grand prizes, and mahalo to Alaska Airlines and to Blue Hawaiian for donating this. Again, they want you to come out, to be exposed, to experience this. I've never even been on a helicopter tour, so I'm very jealous. But the point here is that this will be open till April 16th. Teachers that are getting the video, anyone you show the video to between now and April 16th, the deadline is 11:59 p.m. We just need you to submit a short statement on the value of tourism to you. And anyone that submits is eligible for these 2 drawings. And we'll be doing it on Saturday morning on the 17th. So you still have time, students, teachers, right? If you couldn't make it today, people had conflicts, they can watch the video, teachers can broadcast it, and then you can fill out that short little statement and be applicable to win. So we look forward to receiving your statements.
Mahalo, Julie, and mahalo to Climb High and your organization for really encouraging our students to take an active role in their futures. And just possibly, it could intersect with Hawaii's wonderful, wonderful visitor industry. We're looking for our island people, people who call Hawaii their home, to take the lead in leading our home through our future with the visitor industry and the many, many businesses and people it touches. From myself and all of our wonderful, wonderful sponsors, all of these wonderful, wonderful people, friends, family, ohana that came from across the state of Hawaii, through government, through all aspects of visitor industry, as well as education. My name is Palakiko, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. Mahalo nui loa. Aloha, everyone.